There you go. So come down to your mat and get into Sukhasana if you can. So cross-legged or one foot in front of the other, or if that's not available to you, any seated position where you feel comfortable. And as usual, we're just going to take a little movement to begin with. So you can move however the body wants to this evening. So maybe feel into your hips or maybe into the shoulders. Do whatever you need to do to start to connect to your body, let go of the day, and just notice where all the niggles are, any aches and pains. And then when you feel like you've moved enough, you can come to a still position, feel your back nice and tall. As you inhale, bring your shoulders all the way up to your ears, round them down and away. And you can rest your hands lightly on your legs and allow your eyes to gently close. And if you can, just breathe in and out through your nose now. Just keeping the back straight, but just allowing those shoulders to relax a little bit. Just take a few breaths here, just noticing how the body feels as you sit cross-legged. Notice how your hips are feeling this evening, how your knees and your ankles feel. Move through into your spine. See if there's any tension in the lower back or maybe at the top and across those shoulders. Move down into your arms and into the fingers that are resting lightly on your legs. And then feel into your neck and jaw. Maybe loosen the jaw a little bit. Make sure you're not frowning. And then we're going to take our attention to our minds. And just for a moment, notice how active those thoughts are this evening. Notice what thoughts continue to return, what's on your mind. And as you exhale, just imagine letting go of some of that. And don't worry too much if you can't clear the mind completely, that's fine. We're just going to try not to focus on any one thing. And then gently turn your attention to your breath and just take a moment to notice where you're breathing into. So it may just be the throat and the top of your chest. Try to deepen the breath a little bit so you begin to feel those lungs a little bit. And we're going to begin with a box breath this evening. So in a moment, I'm going to ask you to breathe in for a count of 4. We're going to hold the breath in for 4. We're going to exhale for 4. And then we're going to hold the breath out for 4, and so on. If you have any respiratory issues or if you're not feeling quite right this evening, you can just do an equal breath. So breathing in for 4 and out for 4. But when you're ready, take a normal breath and then release. And then inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. And in, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. And in, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you can return to a normal breath when you're ready. And then take a big breath in. As you exhale, bring your chin to your chest. And when you're ready, you can start to blink your eyes open, letting the light back in. And then you can return to center. And you can take a normal breath and a little movement if you want. And throughout the practice, listen to your body. There should never be any pain with yoga, and if there is, come out of your posture immediately and relax. So we're going to start nice and easy today. We're going to do quite a similar flow to last week. So we're going to sit nice and tall, shoulders are back. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, we're going to bring that chin back down to your chest, feeling the stretch on the back of the neck. And then we're going to inhale to come back to the center. And then we're going to exhale to drop the head back. It doesn't have to go back very far. Inhale to come slowly back. And then as you exhale, turn to look over your right shoulder. We're just moving nice and lightly at this point. Inhale back. Exhale over the other shoulder. Inhale back. And then as you exhale, we're going to drop the right ear to the right shoulder. We're going to breathe normally here. And then if you want to, you can take your right hand and place it on the left side of your neck. We're not pulling the head, we're just gently weighting it down just to feel a gentle stretch on the left side of your neck. And then as you inhale, you can come back to the center. Exhale over to the other side, same thing. Again, you can rest your left hand on the right side of your head. Keep breathing. And then inhale to come slowly back. Then as you inhale, we're going to start to take some shoulder rolls, but nice and exaggerated. So bring your shoulders all the way up to your ears, round them all the way down. And do that a few more times. And then we're going to change direction, rotate the shoulders around in the other way. Just noticing if there's any stiffness across the shoulders. And then you can just take a moment, take a breath. And we're going to start by gently twisting the back. So we're going to bring our right hand down, palm down behind us. Left hand to the right knee. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to turn and look over the right shoulder so you can feel a little twist on the left side of the body, on the spine. We're going to take a breath in when you're ready. And exhale slowly to return and release. Maybe take a roll of the shoulders. And then left hand palm down behind you. Right hand to the left knee. Big breath in. Exhale, turn and look over your left shoulder this time. Notice how it feels on the opposite side. When you're ready, we'll breathe in. And exhale to come slowly back and relax. We're going to do a little more for the shoulder. So when you're ready, bring your hands to the sides of the body. Take a big breath in, raise up your right arm. As you exhale, send the palm down the spine and then reach around with your left hand and see if you can get the fingertips to touch, maybe clasp together, or if they're nowhere near, don't worry, just let them point in the general direction of one another and make sure you stay seated nice and tall so we're not sacrificing our posture trying to get the hands to meet. And then wherever you are, just take some deep breaths, really opening up the shoulders. Don't overstretch or strain, we're still warming up. And then gently release one hand, then the other, maybe take a little roll. Bring the hands back down. Same thing again, inhale, raise your left arm. Exhale to send it down the spine. Bring the other hand around, see if you can clasp the fingers or stretch in the general direction. And again, just a few deep breaths here. And then gently return one hand to your legs and then the other. And take a little shoulder roll. I'm going to move now into our hips. So we'll take a few hip rolls. So whenever you're ready, we're going to start to rotate the body around. You don't have to move too deeply at this stage. Just do whatever feels right for you tonight. And just notice if one side feels more stiff than the other, that's quite common. Or maybe you're already feeling nice and flexible. And then we're going to take it round in the other direction. And then you can come to stillness once again. And then we're going to bring both legs over to one side. And we're going to raise up into a tabletop. So bring your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, tops of the feet on the floor. And just for a moment, just move the body from side to side. Again, just feeling into your hips. Noticing how they're feeling. And then you can come to stillness as we move through cat-cow. So when you're ready, we're going to inhale, we're going to drop the belly, raise the tail, look up at the ceiling. And then as you exhale, round the spine, bring the chin to the chest and look towards your belly button. Inhale to come back through, look up, and exhale to slowly round. We'll take a few more breaths here, so just move in line with your breathing rhythm. Don't worry about how fast or slow I'm moving. Just start to feel into each vertebrae of your spine. Noticing where any tension or stress could be held. And we'll do one more full flow. And then you can come back to tabletop whenever you're ready. Bring your big toes together, bring your knees nice and wide, sit the bottom back over the heels and send the arms up the top of the mat, bringing your heart down, bringing your forehead down into this extended child's pose, Balasana. Let's take some deep breaths here. Stretching out the spine, keeping those shoulders active and of course working your hips. And then to feel into the shoulders a little bit, keep the left arm where it is and take the right arm and thread it underneath the left, bringing the right side of your face down to your mat. Keep breathing. Now you can keep your left arm where it is, or you can reach the left hand behind the spine, tucking the fingers into your right thigh. Completely up to you what you do here. And then you can slowly bring that left hand back down, reach to the top of your mat, unthread your right arm, stretch to the top of your mat, bring your forehead down, take a breath. And then nice and slowly bring your left arm under your right, bring your left side of the face to your mat, keep breathing here. Again, you can bring your right hand around the spine if you want to, tucking the fingers into the left thigh. And then gently bring the right hand back to the top of the mat. Unthread the left, reach nice and long. And then you can slowly start to walk the hands into the body, bring the knees more central and slowly come back up into your tabletop. And when you're ready, we're going to tuck your toes under, take a big breath in, and we're going to come up into our downward dog. So here our arms and legs are nice and straight, head is low, hanging towards the knees. And you can pedal the knees, you can bring one knee down, bring the heel down on the opposite foot, and then swap, try and sink down into those hips a little bit. And then gently come to stillness again. On your next breath in, we're going to walk or step the feet up to the hands. I'm going to come into a forward fold. So you can soften the knees a little bit, bring the head into the knees. As it's the first forward fold, you can be quite, you can have your knees quite bent, that's absolutely fine. As you warm up, the legs might go a little bit straighter, but absolutely fine to keep that bend in the knee. Take a few breaths here. Great posture for release and letting go. And we're going to move into our flow. So when you're ready, as you inhale, we're going to come into a halfway lift, so the head comes forward and the back is nice and stretched. Move yourself back a bit. And then we're going to exhale back to your forward fold, head to the knees. As you inhale, the hands are going to come out to the sides. We begin to stand. When you reach shoulder height, send the arms slightly back, work the shoulders, send the arms up, reach up in prayer. And then as you exhale, bring the hands down through the heart. Keep going back to your forward fold. Head to your knees. Inhale, come into your halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms out to the side. Bring the shoulders back. Reach up in prayer. Exhale down past your heart. Come back down to your forward fold. We're going to do one more. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to forward. Inhale, start to come up. Shoulders back into prayer. Exhale, all the way down. Forward fold. This time, as you inhale, we're going to bring the arms out to the side. They're going to come back, shoulders back, up into prayer. And then this time, we're going to come down to your heart, and we're going to take a breath. Okay. So you can come to the tops of your mat. I'll stay where I am so I don't go off the screen. But make sure there's enough room behind you to step back. Let's go side first, on the right side. So when you're ready, take a big breath in, and we're going to step the right foot back. I'm going to try and stay on the toes of the right foot. Now, just get your balance right. It's fine to be a bit wobbly. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, bring your arms up nice and tall, stretch your spine. And then as you exhale, we're going to bend that left knee over the front foot. And then here, nice and slowly, we're going to pivot round on that right foot. So the feet are now at right angles. We're going to exhale, the hands down to shoulder height, and then just twist the body over to the right side. And then begin to look at the fingers on your left hand. So now you're in warrior two. As you inhale, we're going to start to straighten that front leg, raise up the arms and twist the body over towards the right. And then as you exhale, we're going to come back into warrior two. Sink a little bit deeper on your hips. Inhale to come back up. And exhale, warrior two. We're going to do one more. Inhale to come up. Exhale, warrior two. And then we're going to inhale, stretch your spine nice and tall. Exhale to bring the hands all the way down. And really slowly, so we don't lose our balance, we're going to bring those toes of the back foot back to the top of your mat. So we're facing forward again. Arms come up on the next breath in, stretch tall. Exhale to bend that left knee forward. And really slowly, we're going to start to bring the hands all the way down to the mat to frame that front foot. And we're going to step back to downward dog. Just get just your feet as necessary. Maybe teasing those heels down now, straightening those legs, chest points at the thighs, normal breaths. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale and walk the feet back to your hands back into that forward fold. Change position, go the opposite direction there. And we're going to start our flow again, and we're going to go over onto the other side for our warrior two as well. So when you're ready, we're going to inhale, halfway lift, head looks forward, back is straight. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bring your arms out to the side, send those shoulders back, come through prayer. Exhale, prayer to the heart, all the way down, head to the knees. See if your legs are a bit straighter this time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, bring the arms out, send the shoulders back, come all the way up, stretch. Exhale, gently fold. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Inhale. Come all the way up and stretch. And exhale all the way down to your fold. And just take a breath here. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale, bring the arms out to the side as we begin to rise. Send the shoulders back, come up into prayer. And then this time, as you exhale, bring the hands down to your heart. And you can relax and take a breath for a moment. And then again, just make sure you've got some room to step back. And you can often find one side is easier to balance than the other, so don't worry if you feel a bit wobbly. But when you're ready, we're going to inhale, send the left foot back and try and stay on the left toes. Again, just adjust as necessary to keep your balance. Try and keep those hips facing the top of the mat, don't let them curve around at this point. And then as you inhale, arms come all the way up, stretch tall. And then as you exhale, we're going to bend that front knee a little bit more. And then we're going to exhale to bring the hands down to shoulder height, and you can pivot round on that left foot so the feet are at right angles. And then twist the body over to the left side this time, and then look at the fingers on the right hand in warrior two. And then as you inhale, start to straighten the arms, turn the whole body to the left. Exhale back down into warrior two, sink a bit lower in the hips. Inhale to slowly come up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, sink lower. And then inhale to come up. Exhale to bring the hands down to the side. And then nice and slowly turn those toes of the back foot up to face the top of the mat. This time the heels are down. We're going to inhale, bring your arms up. Stretch that spine. Exhale to bend the knee. And then very slowly, once again, we're going to bring the hands down to the mat to frame that front foot. And then when you're ready, we're going to step back to to our downward dog, and adjust the feet as necessary again. Get that nice straight leg, straight arm position, head points at the knees. Keep breathing. And then when you're ready, we're going to step the right foot forward, drop the left knee as you exhale. Inhale, bring your arms up, stretch to the ceiling. Exhale to bring the hands back down. As you inhale, this time we'll raise the right arm and we're going to twist to look at the right hand. Exhale to come back down. And inhale, come back to your downward dog. See if those heels or tees are a bit closer to the floor, but don't force anything. And then when you're ready, inhale, bring the left foot forward. As you exhale, you can bend the right knee down. Inhale, arms come up, stretch that spine. Exhale, back down. Inhale, raise your left arm, twist to look up at your hand. Exhale to come down. And then on your inhale, back for the final downward dog. And then nice and slowly, you can start to bring the knees down to the floor, bring the feet together. You can sit the bottom back over the heels. You can bring the hands down to the feet. You can bring your forehead down for a more traditional child's pose. And just take a couple of breaths here. You're welcome to close your eyes if you want to. And then nice and slowly, when you're ready, we're going to gently raise up. And we're going to come to sit on our bottom with the legs out long. And we're going to do our seated twist. We're going to do Ardha Matsyendrasana. So when you're ready, you can pick up your right foot, place it over your left thigh, or if that's not available to you, it can sit on the inner thigh. So do whatever works for you this evening. We're going to take the left palm and place it behind the spine so it props you up a little bit taller. And then take your right elbow and let it sit just inside of that right knee. Breathe in. And then as you exhale, we're going to turn to look over our left shoulder. And we're just going to take some breath here. And as you feel the twist in your spine, see if you can also feel your elbow and knee resisting each other. And it may be after a few breaths, you can twist a little deeper, but don't force anything. It's fine to remain where you are. And then just take a big breath in. Exhale to slowly come back to the center, and then take both of your hands over to the right and just lower the head a little in a gentle counter twist. Come back to seated. Unravel those legs and give everything a little move. And then as always, we'll bring some balance to your body by doing the same thing on the other side. So take your left foot either on the outer thigh or the inner right thigh. Take your right palm behind you, sit nice and tall. Left elbow sits inside that left knee. Big breath in. Exhale, twist and up over your right shoulder. Same thing again, a few breaths here. And feel the elbow and knee pressing against one another. Maybe you can twist a little deeper. Inhale. Exhale, gently come back to the center. Send both our hands over to your left side. Lower the head slightly. Gently return. Send the legs out long. And take a normal breath. And then when you're ready, just leave a little space behind you to lie down, but bend the knees, bring the feet together. As you inhale, bring the hands to shoulder height, palms up, tuck your tummy in. And as you exhale, start to lean back and try to control your movement back for as long as possible. It may be that at some point you just roll back, and that's absolutely fine, but we're just going to work our core muscles for a little bit. All the way down, nice and slowly, until you're lying down. And then we're going to keep our knees bent, and we're going to do our supine pigeon pose, just to stretch out the thighs and the glutes. So when you're ready, take your right ankle, bring it across your left knee, And then reach around your left thigh with both of your hands. And then you can play around with the stretch. So if you want a deeper stretch, pull the thigh closer in. If that's too much, release it a little. Find the stretch that works for you this evening. And then just take some big, deep breaths. And then gently bring your left foot down, followed by your right. And just notice how that right leg feels compared to your left. And then when you're ready, pick up the left ankle, place it over your right knee, reach around your right thigh this time. Same thing again, pull the leg in. Find the twist that your body needs, feel the stretch that your body needs, and then breathe. And then gently bring your right foot down, followed by your left. And then we're going to do one final twist of the spine. So we'll do Supta Vikrasana. So we'll bring our arms out to shoulder height. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, send your knees to the right, heads to the left, and hold your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, bring everything back to the center. Exhale, knees to the left, head to the right, and hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come back. And exhale over. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale back. And exhale over. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, we'll do one more on either side. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then inhale to return. Send the legs out long. Point the toes. Bring the arms overhead. Stretch the fingers. Imagine you're on a rack. Just really giving everything a really good stretch. And then gently bring the hands to the sides of your body. And we'll do Pavamuktasana just to get the digestive system going. So when you're ready, taking a big breath in, we're going to bring the right knee into the chest. And we're going to give it a really good squeeze into the body, holding the breath in. 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to exhale to release the leg out long. As you inhale, bring your left knee in, give it a really tight squeeze and hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale to slowly release. This time as you inhale, we'll bring both knees in for a really tight squeeze. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. This time as we exhale, we make it more of a hug. And you can either just stay here, or if you want to, you can rock from side to side, giving your back a little massage against your mat. Should feel quite nice at this point, maybe. And then from here, we're going to move into our relaxation. So if you have any tenderness in your spine, you can bring your feet as wide as your mat. Let the knees knock together and just let the hands rest at the sides. If you're feeling pretty good, you can send your legs out long, let the feet drop to the side. And whenever you're ready, you can allow your eyes to gently close. You can shuffle your hips down a little bit so your spine can melt into your mat. Bring the hands a little bit away from your body so those shoulders can melt down. And make sure your eyes aren't tightly closed, they're just softly closed. Take the tongue from the roof of the mouth to slacken the jaw a little. And just really let go of those shoulders, let go of your hands and your feet. And just take a moment to notice how the body feels now. Just be aware if there's been any changes to how you felt half an hour or so ago. And once again, begin to release those thoughts. Imagine them just floating away one at a time. We're going to relax together. So each of your toes are completely relaxed. The top of your feet and the soles of your feet are relaxed. Your heels and your ankles are relaxed. Your lower legs, your knees and your upper legs are relaxed. Both of your legs are completely relaxed. Your hips and your pelvis are relaxed. And your spine is relaxed vertebrae by vertebrae into your mat. Your stomach is relaxed. Your ribs are relaxed. Your chest and your collarbones are relaxed. The whole of your abdomen is relaxed. Each of your fingers are relaxed. The tops of your hands and the palms of your hands are relaxed. Your wrists and your lower arms are relaxed. Your elbows and the upper arms are relaxed. Both of your arms are completely relaxed. Your shoulders are relaxed. Your neck and your jaw are relaxed. Your chin and mouth are relaxed. And all of the muscles in your face are relaxed. Your forehead and the crown of your head is now relaxed. So your body is completely relaxed into your mat. For the next minute or so, let go of your thoughts and enjoy your Shavasana. You are welcome to remain where you are and enjoy a much longer relaxation. But if you want to return with me, keeping your eyes closed, when you're ready, you can gently move onto your side, use your arm as a pillow, and just take some big, deep breaths. And then again, when you're ready with your eyes closed, you can start to push yourself up into a comfortable seated position. And whenever you're there, bring your hands to prayer at your heart. Relax your shoulders, relax the elbows. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, bring your chin back down to your chest. And then start to blink your eyes open, gradually letting the light back in. And then whenever you're ready, you can return to center. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining me, as always. Hope you enjoyed that, and I will no doubt see you next week. Have a good week. Thank you.